On a cold, mist-covered night, on Aylesbury Road, a lonely stretch of tarmac cutting through quiet Buckinghamshire fields, a delivery driver slammed his brakes so hard that his van skidded sideways. In the middle of the road stood a small girl no more than 11 wearing a wrinkled white dress, her hair tangled by the wind, her face pale as moonlight. She didn't move, didn't blink, didn't react. The driver's heart hammered as he stepped out, calling to her, asking if she was lost or hurt. But before he could take a second step, the girl simply dissolved into thin air right in front of him, as if she had never been there at all. Terrified, the driver reported the incident to the police, only to hear something even more disturbing. This was not the first sighting. For years, people had reported seeing the exact same girl, same height, same face, same dress, yet every time officers checked, they found no living child who matched the description, and the description matched someone who should not be alive at all. An 11-year-old girl named Emily Carter, who went missing in 1998 and was never found again. Aylesbury Road was once just another quiet English lane, the kind people used for daily travel without a second thought. But the disappearance of Emily changed everything. On a warm afternoon in 1998, Emily walked home from school like she always did, following the short route that passed a row of hedges, a lone bus stop, and the long curve of Aylesbury Road. She never made it home. CCTV captured her last known moments at the corner, her little backpack bouncing as she walked, and then no screams, no witnesses, no clues. Search dogs lost her scent within minutes. Helicopters scanned the surrounding fields. Volunteers combed every ditch and driveway, but it was as if the earth itself had swallowed her. The town went into shock. The case went cold, and families avoided that road after dark. But a decade later, when drivers and locals began reporting sightings of the same girl, always alone, always silent, always vanishing, Emily's story crawled back from the past, bringing with it a chilling question that still haunts the area today. Did Emily ever leave Aylesbury Road, or has she been there all along, waiting for someone to find her? It was a warm spring afternoon on the 14th of May, 1998. When Emily Carter left Aylesbury Primary School for the last time. She waved goodbye to her friends, her little backpack bouncing against her shoulders as she started the familiar walk home. Emily's route was simple: past the bakery, down the narrow footpath, then across Aylesbury Road. She had taken this path almost every day for years. CCTV from a nearby shop captured her for a brief moment, her ponytail swaying, her hands holding a drawing she was excited to show her mom. But after that frame, the world never saw Emily again. Her mother reported her missing just 45 minutes after school ended, on unusually early panic that later made investigators wonder if she had sensed something was wrong. Police officers, neighbors, and volunteers began searching immediately. They scoured fields, checked abandoned barns, and questioned every driver who had passed through the road that afternoon. But there were no signs of struggle, no dropped belongings, nothing that suggested where Emily had gone. It was as if she had stepped into thin air. A simple walk home turned into one of Buckinghamshire's most unsettling mysteries. During the initial investigation, one overlooked detail kept resurfacing. Multiple people claimed they had seen a small white van driving unusually slowly along Aylesbury Road around the same time Emily disappeared. One witness, an elderly man walking his dog, remembered the van stopping near the hedge where Emily usually crossed. He had assumed the driver was checking directions. Another woman, heading home from work, recalled a man sitting inside, staring out of the window as if watching someone. But when detectives tried to track the van, they hit a dead end. No CCTV angle captured the number plate, and no local businesses remembered any deliveries scheduled at that time. The description of the driver was blurry and inconsistent. Some said he was in his 40s, others thought he looked younger. For years, the white van became the ghost of the case always mentioned, always suspected, but never proven. Emily's family believed the driver knew something, yet without evidence, the police had no choice but to classify the sighting as unconfirmed. As opefaded, the file slowly drifted toward the cold case shelf. But people close to the investigation later said that if the van had been found, the entire story of Aylesbury Road might have ended very differently. Between 1998 and 2008, Aylesbury Road returned to its quiet routine, though the absence of Emily hung like a shadow. Her parents moved away, unable to bear the constant reminders. Her school kept a memorial bench for years before reluctantly removing it. The community tried to heal, but something about the case refused to settle. Even the officers who worked on it admitted later that Emily's disappearance felt unfinished, like a book missing its final chapter. During those 10 years, strange little rumors circulated. Children whispered about hearing footsteps behind them on the footpath. Cyclists felt sudden cold gusts at the exact point Emily disappeared, and one jogger claimed he heard a girl crying near the hedge. But since there was no proof, no one reported these stories seriously. They became local folklore, the kind people shared during sleepy evenings or around campfires. Then, one night in 2008, everything changed. A delivery driver traveling down Aylesbury Road slammed his brakes when he saw a little girl standing in the middle of the road. She looked terrified, lost just like the descriptions of Emily on the day she vanished. But when he stepped out to help, the girl disappeared. That single sighting reopened a decade of forgotten fear. The delivery driver's report was not dismissed as easily as others. He described the girl in chilling detail: white dress, shoulder-length hair, and a face that looked both frightened and strangely empty. His voice trembled as he explained how she vanished to running. No hiding, she simply dissolved into the air like smoke. The officer on duty listened quietly, then asked him to repeat the description. The driver did, and the officer went pale. It matched Emily perfectly. When police checked the road that night, they found nothing except a faint disturbance in the gravel, almost like someone had been standing there recently. No footprints, no signs of movement. But the driver insisted he hadn't imagined anything. She was real, he said, and she needed help. This incident revived old memories for the town. People who had once stayed silent now began calling the station, claiming they, too, had seen a girl on the road late at night. Some thought she was a lost child. Others swore she was a ghost. But the consistency of the descriptions troubled investigators. Too accurate, too familiar, and yet impossible. Emily should have been 21 by then. So why was the girl always seen at the same age she was when she vanished? Soon the sightings became more frequent, turning Aylesbury Road into a place locals avoided after sunset. Cyclists reported catching glimpses of a girl walking inches from the road, her feet never quite touching the ground. Drivers claimed their hazard lights switched on without touching the button. One woman said she saw a girl sitting at the bus stop, her head bowed, as if she were waiting for someone who never came. When the woman slowed down to look again, the girl had vanished, leaving only a faint shimmer in the glass of the shelter. Residents began calling her the Aylesbury girl ghost, and stories grew wilder each month. Some people believed Emily was trying to lead someone to a buried body. Others said she was reliving her final walk over and over again. A few theorized that the road itself had trapped her spirit, freezing her in the moment she disappeared. The police tried to shut down the ghost rumors to prevent panic, but the unexplained sightings kept coming. Even skeptics found themselves uneasy when driving the curve of the road alone. Something about that stretch felt wrong: too quiet, too cold, too heavy, as if the past was still there, watching. A retired detective named James Hollins, who had worked on Emily's original case, couldn't ignore the growing reports. He returned to the station, reopened the dusty file, and started reviewing every page with fresh eyes. And that S, when he saw something everyone had missed. A witness statement from 1998 mentioning the same white van that concerned him years ago. But the statement had been marked unreliable simply because the witness was a teenager at the time. Hollins felt a chill. The teen had described the van stopping near the hedge, exactly where Emily disappeared. Exactly where the ghost was being seen. He contacted the witness now, an adult who admitted he still remembered seeing Emily walk toward the van. He didn't see her get inside, but the van had blocked his view for several seconds. When it drove away, Emily was gone. This single piece of reevaluation reignited the entire investigation. Hollins believed Emily might not have died where she vanished, but somewhere else, and that her spirit kept returning to the last place she felt safe. Derodome. The police quietly launched a new inquiry, but before they could uncover any answers, something happened that shook everyone. In 2016, a family was driving home late one night when the father spotted a small figure on the roadside. He slowed the car, thinking it was a lost child. Their dashcam captured everything. A little girl walking slowly, her face expressionless, her dress fluttering even though there was no wind. The father rolled down the window to call out to Hergus. As the girl turned her head sharply toward the car, Her eyes were empty, hollow, impossibly dark. And then, in front of the rolling camera, the girl's figure flickered like a broken light and became transparent. Within seconds, she faded completely, leaving the family screaming. The video went viral within days. Viewers worldwide were stunned not only because the girl was ghost-like, but because her face matched the picture of Emily Carter almost perfectly. Same age, same hair, same dress. This footage convinced even the skeptics that something unexplained was happening on Aylesbury Road. Investigators reviewed the footage frame by frame but found no signs of editing. The family had no motive to fake evidence, and the girl's reflection didn't appear in the car windows, something impossible for a real person. The case reached a new turning point. After years of sightings, testimonies, and the dashcam footage, investigators, locals, and paranormal researchers formed one chilling theory. They believed Emily had not died instantly on the day she vanished. Instead, something traumatic happened: kidnapping, possibly harm, and her last conscious thought was the desperate need to go home. Spirits trapped by fear often returned to the place they felt safest. And for Emily, that place was the final path she walked. James Hollins came to his own heartbreaking conclusion. Emily's ghost was auntie. Trying to scare anyone, she was trying to be seen. Every sighting, every appearance, every vanishing moment was a silent plea. Some believed she wanted her body found. Others felt she was warning children walking alone. A few thought she simply couldn't leave until the truth surfaced. Even today, locals claim that if you drive down Aylesbury Road at night, especially in the early hours of the morning, you might see a small figure standing by the hitch, still Lilivan, still waiting, still walking the same path she never finished. Whether ghosts or memory, the presence of Emily Carter lingers. Aylesbury Road remains one of those places where the past refuses to die, reminding everyone that some stories never find their final chapter. As we reach the end of this chilling journey, one thing becomes painfully clear. Aylesbury Road is more than just a stretch of quiet countryside. It is a place where time stands still, where the last footsteps of an innocent girl echo endlessly through the night. Whether Emily's spirit truly walks that lonely road, or whether the sightings are fragments of a tragedy too deep to forget, one truth continues to haunt everyone who hears her story. Something happened on that path. Something that was never solved, never answered, never healed. And until the real story surfaces, until justice finds its way through the darkness, Emily will remain exactly where she was, last seen waiting on the corner of Aylesbury Road, eyes searching for home. If you ever find yourself driving there on a silent night, slow down. Listen carefully, because some people say that her presence still lingers, hoping that one day, someone will finally uncover the truth she could never speak. And that is the haunting legacy of the girl who never came home.
If you enjoyed our story, make sure to subscribe to our channel for new videos.